Hello, and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
And I'm Jess.
I forgot to mention in the last episode that Tyrion, in his chapter that you read, he says something along the lines of sleep is good, but books are better, which I thought was just so funny. I think I sent you a Snapchat of that. Did you see it?
I have notifications for Snapchat, but I haven't been opening them.
Yeah. So he says something to the effect of sleep is good, but books are better, which I was like, ah, that's cool.
Looking right now. Oh yeah.
What does it say?
Sleep is good and books are better, you're right. We thought, bruh.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
You don't agree that books are better than sleep?
No, I'd rather sleep. I love sleeping.
Okay, so the rank is sleep on top, then books, then tea. Fuck, what are we talking about this time? I guess I can tell the nightmare that is my haircut. So I got to the point where my hair was getting really wild, and obviously I can't go to a salon right now to get my hair cut because of COVID. So I asked my mom to cut my hair. She was in like hair school for like 3 months, so she knows all the basics and blah blah blah. And she's cut my hair before several times, like when I was a kid. So she started by just like a normal cut. Like it looked really good. She did a great job. I was very appreciative. But the back to me, like I had this little like tail of hair that was short enough that she couldn't really cut it with the scissors, but long enough that it looked weird. So I was like, well, we're gonna need clippers then, and like if you could just do like a really light little blend, just kind of fade it just to get rid of the weird like little tail that I had.
Yeah.
She's never used clippers before.
Okay.
But I was like, it's really simple. You just like, just do like really light little and just like fade it, It's not hard. But she so she huh?
But it was hard.
Apparently, she took the clippers to the back of my head and she kept going like straight up the back of my head instead of kind of like pulling it out to give it the fade.
Yeah.
So I like looked at it after like a minute of her doing it and I'm like, Mom, you're giving me like a mushroom cut.
Yeah.
Because she was going straight up instead of pulling out as she was going to give it that fade,
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't look good.
Oh my god. So, fuck, I kept trying to like guide her and tell her, you need to like pull it. I can't see. I need your help. Like, can you fix it? Just like, get the weird mushroom cut part now. But she kept going up and up. And it's just like,
Mom.
she took off like the whole bottom of my hair.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it did not look good.
Oh, God. Yeah,
It's
so...
throwing out some, though, right?
Oh, that just happened yesterday, so it hasn't...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was like right before I hopped on the call with you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, but it, hopefully, before quarantine ends, it'll grow out a little bit, because I look like a fucking freak right now. I'm gonna be wearing hats to work for a while. Oh boy. But yeah, my hair is fucked. Never put clippers in our mother's hand.
No.
Well, yeah, that's my hair nightmare. What's new with you?
Oh. Same thing every day, yo.
Yeah. No, no haircut for you yet?
No, I'm growing out my hair. I actually, like, for the first time in 28 years, I'm liking my hair.
Aww.
Yeah. I really like how, like, thick and curly it is. And I'm, like, putting in efforts to learn how to look after it with, like, creams and product and stuff. Because it's,
Nice.
like, really frizzy naturally, right? Like, frizzy and puffy, and God, it's crazy.
Uh,
It was too much for me to handle because I'm the only one who has this kind of hair. Maybe you do?
no, our hair is not the same at all.
No, like, I remember it being puffy, but it wasn't, like, as, like, wiry and, like, curly as mine.
Yeah, yours is definitely more curly and wiry is a good word for it too. It's always been like Hermione hair, like really puffy, like very thick, but doesn't have the curls.
I think it's pretty cool that I'm liking my hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been like trying a lot of different styles with it. It's very cute.
Thanks.
I love those little buns that you did that one time. What are those called?
The space buns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those too.
I really wish I could do those, but I can't with my short hair.
Teaching myself the French braid. I really like braids.
Mm.
I like learning different types of braids. Have you seen Vikings? This show?
No, but I've seen pictures of the characters.
One of the characters, I'm trying to remember her name. Yep, I forget. Anyways,
Doesn't matter, I wouldn't know who you're talking about
I
anyway.
am inspired by her hair.
Cool. When I think of braids, I think of Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Do you
Huh?
know?
What?
She's she really doesn't have like a ton of braids, but she has some braids just like woven into her hair. Just look up Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Aloy Zero Dawn Horizon.
Yeah, and it's Aloy, Aloy. She's got kind of like a Viking look about her.
Yeah. There's braids?
The ones on top of her head, I think, are like really loose French braids. And then she's got tighter ones that like sit on her shoulders.
Oh yeah. Now I see it better.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, yeah. She's got a really cool design for a video game character. She's got lots of different
Yeah.
outfits. I remember when I played the game, it was fun to switch between them.
Looking through Lagertha's pictures, but I can't really find the images I liked. A lot of her hair is really way too complicated for me.
Complicated hair makes me think of Padme.
You should look up Lagartha.
Lagartha. What is that? How do you spell that?
Lagartha. She has lots of braided, different styles.
Oh, she's the one from that show? Ooh, I love the
There's
color.
so many styles that she has. It's like every show, every episode, she has a different braiding style.
Right, right. Yeah, her hair is very cool.
Simpler ones are like, ooh, I want to try that one. But like, a
Yeah.
lot of the more complicated ones, like, no. I'm too much of a novice.
Well, practice makes perfect, right? Cool. Anyway, that was a weird tangent.
Yeah. And
For
that
next time.
Johnny also bought me that pink headset. I was
Oh,
fine with you a while ago.
no way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it'll probably take a couple of weeks or so.
Really? Do you guys not have Prime?
I do have Prime, but it's estimated the 26th.
Oh,
The end of the
what?
month. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I guess it's not coming from Canada.
Yeah, I guess not. But still, if it's Prime, it should be like 3 days max.
Oh, all I got was the free shipping.
Oh. I mean, I guess it makes sense that everything is a little delayed too because of COVID.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I figured.
yeah, but I ordered a couple things for Mother's Day,
Mhm.
like not long ago at all. I ordered them on Wednesday, the 29th,
Yeah.
and I picked them up yesterday.
Damn.
And yeah, I like left it an extra day too, so it technically arrived on Friday. Because
Oh,
I get all my stuff from the post office. I don't have it delivered to the house. But yeah, like came super quick, which surprised me, but maybe it yeah, depends what the items are, where it's coming from. Okay. Shall we get started? What are we drinking today?
I still have that ginger green tea, and I also have a French vanilla coffee.
Oh shit.
Yum.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I have my same lavender buttercream.
Did I like it when you brought it?
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
It's from
Is
David's
it
Tea.
David? Okay.
Yes.
I wonder if David's Tea does online.
Huh. Me too. I'm running out of tea here. It's an emergency.
You have to rely on grocery store brand.
Yeah.
Sounds want good stuff.
Yep. Well, one day the world will go back to normal. Or whatever the new normal will be. Okay. Let's start reading. There are 2 Catelyn chapters in this episode.
Yup.
Anyway.
That's a lot of cat.
Yup. Where did we leave off our characters?
Jojen tries to make Bran talk about his dreams and the falling, but it made him so upset that Summer and Shaggy Dog attack both Jojen and Mira. Tyrion reveals to Lancel that he knows he's fucking Cersei, and he makes Lancel his bitch.
I also forgot to say in the last episode that I'm just like so impressed by how Tyrion turned the tables so easily in that conversation with Lancel, because like Lancel's like coming in all aggressive and he's like got a hand on his sword and all this shit, and he's like, you need to do this, like Cersei's the queen regent, like she's the ruler right now, blah blah blah, and Tyrion just like throws out a couple words
Nope.
and has Lancel begging him for mercy.
Yeah, that was a good power move.
I love it. It's like the words are Tyrion's swords.
Yep.
Anyway, go on.
Jaqen H'ghar shows up to Harrenhal and tells Arya that he owes 3 lives to the Red God, which she must choose. She chooses Chiswick as number 1, and he dies 3 days later.
Oh shit. Shit is going down. Shit is going down. I'm trying to stay pumped, okay? We have 2 Catelyn chapters to get through.
Hey,
no, I will say,
they're kind of exciting.
Yeah, the second Catelyn chapter. That second Catelyn chapter, though.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I'll get more into that later. All right. Seriously though, stick around for these chapters because they're fucking bomb as hell. Chapter 31, Catelyn. This was a long ass chapter. Okay. Catelyn and her liegemen are the first to arrive at the meeting place just outside Storm's End, where she will attempt to forge a peace between Stannis and Renly. Sir Manderly doesn't think they should be there, as this isn't their fight, and Cat doesn't want to be there either. But Robb sent her south to speak for him, so that's what she plans to do. They can see the great castle of Storm's End from here, and Stannis' small army around it. There are songs about Storm's End that tell a tale of a goddess, Elenay, who married Durin, the first Storm King. The gods were angered she chose a mortal life and unleashed their wrath on the hold. Elenay sheltered Duran? How would you say that? Duran?
Yeah, that's how I was thinking it was.
Okay.
Duran.
Elenay sheltered Duran in her arms, but his friends, brothers, guests, and hold were destroyed by the winds and water. Duran declared war upon the gods and built 5 more castles, one after the other, each larger and stronger than the last, only to see them all smashed. He built 1 more castle. Some said the children of the forest helped him build it with magic, others said it was a small boy who told him what to do. That boy would grow to be Bran the Builder. The gods threw storm after storm at this castle, but it stood defiant, and Duran and Elenay lived there the rest of their days.
I really like the backstories that George gives us.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these houses and stuff.
It really makes the world feel more dynamic and real. And yeah, it's fun. So I threw that in there. It wasn't necessary, but I threw it in. The gales still rage at the castle to this day, but it still endures. Storm's End is a castle like no other. Its curtain wall, which are the non-structural walls, which are meant only to protect from the elements, is 100 feet high, 40 feet thick at the thinnest, and near 80 feet on the seaward face. Near 80 feet
Right.
thick.
Jesus Christ.
Solid
I can't even
stone.
imagine.
Oh
I
my
can't
fucking god.
even imagine.
Me neither. What the fuck?
That's just so crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's no crevices, arrow slits, or gaps through which the wind might enter. Damn, this place sounds dope. I need to look up what it looked like in the show. Storm's End.
I don't really. Oh, Storm's End? Did we even see Storm's End?
This picture looks like it's from the show. I looked up Storm's End and the first picture looks like it could be from the show.
That's all we saw? Then no wonder I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's probably just like one exterior shot and then that's it. You don't really see it anymore. You see the big wall that's around it? Like beneath that center tower? That's probably the curtain wall that we're talking about here.
Yeah. 80-foot wall.
That's fucking insane! I can't comprehend. Okay, so Stannis arrives at their meeting spot. He's wearing a crown, but is dressed pretty plain otherwise. And his standard bearer, who is the person who holds his banner, is a red priestess. The banner isn't the Baratheon banner either. It's yellow with a flaming heart, and the crowned stag of Baratheon is really small inside the heart. And I was like, ooh, why is the stag so small? Guess, like, less important.
Yeah, less important to him.
Catelyn and Stannis greet each other, and they talk about Eddard. Stannis is pretty salty that Eddard became the Hand when it should have been his job. Still, he offers his condolences and promises the heads of those who murdered him, which makes Cat just kind of roll her eyes. She would rather have her daughters back. Stannis needs the power of the Southron lords to take King's Landing. He says Renly owes him loyalty and obedience, as he is the elder. He asks if House Stark has thrown in their lot with Renly, but Cat says Robb is king in the north and bows to no one. Renly arrives looking particularly immaculate with his crown and jewel-studded weapons, and it's Brienne who's carrying his banner. Renly asks about Stannis' banner, and the Red Priestess says that Stannis has taken for his sigil the fiery heart of the Lord of Light, which Renly seems to find amusing. He says that's good. If they used the same banner, the battle would be very confused. Catelyn voices that there should be no battle. They three have a common enemy. Stannis says the Iron Throne is his by rights, but Renly says no one in the realm wants him for a king. Sorry. I love that. Very little brother of him.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, bro. No one wants you. Cat pipes up about how ridiculous this is. Renly then proposes that Stannis bend the knee and swear his allegiance to Renly, which enrages Stannis. They argue about who is the true king, but Cat points out that Robert's son is the rightful heir by all laws. Duh. Stannis explains how Joffrey and Tommen are both bastards born of incest, which leaves Cat speechless. For a minute, anyway, because then she starts talking again. She eventually asks why Stannis would keep this quiet, but Stannis says he didn't. He brought it to Jon Arryn in hopes that Robert would actually listen, because if the accusations came from Stannis himself, they would have seemed self-serving, as they would place him first in line of succession.
You know what I think? I think these two grown men are being freaking childish and immature, and Catelyn seems to be like the only voice of reason here. And she's trying her damn hardest to get them to see the freaking truth. That they're being fucking babies fighting over bullcrap, and they can team up and take out
The Lannisters.
Cersei, yeah, the Lannisters.
I do kind of see it from Stannis' point of view.
Yeah, me too.
'Cause, like,
I'm also with Stannis a little bit.
he is the rightful king, technically. If Joffrey and Tommen are bastards, I can see him being like, he knows he's the rightful king, but Renly is still claiming the crown. That's just a betrayal. Like, why would you do that?
I agree. I don't think Renly has any claim.
No, he doesn't. Sure, you got a big army and people like you, Renly, but that, by all the laws of the Seven Kingdoms, Stannis is the rightful king.
Yep. Renly is the traitor here. That's what I think.
Yes. I mean, I like Renly more, but
Yeah,
Stannis
I
is
like
right.
him.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
And dude, like Renly could be the hand of the king. Stannis said he would make him the hand of the king. God.
Why not take it?
Right?
Men and their testosterone.
Yeah. I do think it was smart of Stannis, too, to go to Jon Arryn with the accusations instead of going straight to Robert, because, yeah, Robert definitely would have been like, you just want to be king, you idiot.
Yeah. I think he would have listened.
Yeah. Okay, so Renly says there's no proof of any of this, that Joffrey and Tommen are both bastards. But Kat remembers how Lysa accused the queen of killing her husband, and suddenly it's all fitting together for her. Renly finally admits that Stannis may have the better claim, but Renly has the larger army. He's never liked Stannis, but they are blood, and he has no wish to see him dead. He offers Storm's End as a gift, but this only angers Stannis more. He says the castle is his by rights.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I don't know if I agree with that. Robert gave it to Renly. Didn't he?
And gave Stannis Dragonstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the king gave one brother...
I guess, you know what? You're right. If the king gave it to the younger one, it's the king's that word.
Yeah, like it's not...
Over.
Not everything is automatically yours if you're the elder.
Yeah.
Yes,
True.
you are the heir, but Robert gave Storm's End to Renly, so it is Renly's. Both of these guys are fucking fools.
They are.
Oh, it's frustrating. They take more shots at each other, arguing and taunting. Stannis calls Renly's marriage a farce, and Renly points out that Stannis has no sons, and, like, makes a crack about how if my wife looked like that, like, I'd send the fool after her, too, instead of, like, doing his husbandly duties, which is pretty, savage, if you ask me.
I agree.
Okay.
Agreed?
Yes, I hear you.
Concur.
Oh my god, what is happening? I just heard like,
Wait a sec.
ah!
Concur. I concur.
So yeah, they keep arguing until eventually Stannis draws his sword, which seems to glow and shimmer in the air.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What did they do to it?
Right? Everyone seems a little
was
intrigued.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brienne steps between Stannis and Renly with her own sword, and Catelyn thinks Cersei is fucking laughing right now. And she literally is.
Yup.
Stannis gives Renly until tomorrow before dawn to bend the knee, or he will destroy him. Renly just laughs.
Shit.
He points out all the banners he has with him, saying Stannis' pathetic little army wouldn't survive the first charge of Renly's vanguard. Stannis says they shall see, and he rides away. Catelyn, Renly, and their peeps ride back to camp. When learning of the assault on Storm's End, Renly had split his forces, leaving most back behind at Bitterbridge, and rode swiftly east with his knights and free riders. So they're going to, like, this new little camp that they have set up, not the big main one that they came from.
Oh.
Kat thinks that this is very like Robert, but Robert had Ned to temper his boldness. Ned would have suggested Robert bring his whole force, surround the castle, and besiege the besiegers. But Renly had outrun his supply lines in his rush to come to grips with his brother. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, like,
I
no
that
thought
was-
put into it.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing that she mentioned. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of how much they are similar and how Renly needs a voice of reason. Instead, he has what's his face, the Knight of Flowers.
Loras. Yeah,
Loras,
he's
who's
just...
also just as hot-headed.
Yeah, he's surrounded by yes-men. Actually, though...
Yeah.
like,
True.
later on, when they're, like, talking with Randall Tarley and Mathis Rowan, or whatever his name is, they're all like, oh, yeah. Like, they'll make a suggestion here and there, but it's like, oh, like, here, right now. Back at the Royal Pavilion, Lord Mathis Rowan says there's no need for battle. There isn't a trebuchet that can breach the walls of Storm's End. They can leave him there to starve while they take King's Landing. But Renly thinks men will say he feared to face Stannis, so then he asks what everyone else thinks. Which I do appreciate. He asks for more, like, thought. Lord Randall Tarley says Stannis is dangerous, and he will only grow stronger if left alone, and the others agree. So Renly is pleased by that, and he says they will fight. So part of me thinks that a lot of these people are just kind of saying what they know Renly wants to hear.
Yeah. Agree.
Kat thinks that she has failed. She then asks Renly for his leave to return to Riverrun, as her purpose here is done, but Renly refuses it. He wants her to see what befalls rebels with her own eyes, so that she can tell Robb. Renly then assigns his dispositions for the battle. Who will command what? Men argue for who should have the honor of leading the vanguard, but Renly assigns it to Sir Loras. Has Loras ever been in
I don't
real battles?
think so. I think he's just been attorneys.
Yeah. Like, he's a good fighter, but I don't remember
He
ever
seems
hearing...
pretty green to me.
Yeah. Well, that's... Kat thinks of all of them as pretty green. Renly also wants Brienne to ride with Loras. She wants to stay with Renly, but he assures her he will be well protected. Kat sadly thinks that Brienne loves him, and doesn't care how much a fool she looks if she can only be near him. That kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't think that Brienne loved him.
I think they mentioned it in the show
Mm.
that people suspect that she might be in love with Renly.
Mm.
Like, idolizes him. And Renly's oblivious, of course.
Yeah. Because he
She's
wouldn't.
just
He would
a
never
loyal-
think of her that way,
No.
for multiple reasons. That I don't know if I like that. Just from
Like
like
what?
from like a. I mean, I'm gonna talk this out, and I'm open to my mind being changed, because this is like a free-flowing thought, I guess.
Okay.
So, I guess from like a feminist perspective,
Sure.
like why does she have to be in love with him? Like I was perfectly happy and thought it believable that her character was just all about finding worth in, being that protector, because she's like not your typical attractive woman, and she's like maybe got more masculine features and stuff. So I was like, it makes sense to me that she wouldn't look for her purpose in that, and she would look for her purpose in protecting someone, like what she's good at, fighting and being a badass. So I guess I'm just like, why is it necessary that she, from the story
I-
perspective, why is it necessary that she's in love with him?
Personally saw it as showing that she's I don't want to say naive, but like she's still like a lonely woman who is capable of crushes.
Okay.
And like I feel like Renly is one of the few men who has treated her with kindness per se.
Mm.
He treats her normally, I think, and he doesn't like mock her or any of that stuff, and he's supposed to be stunning and very charismatic. I think it'll be really easy to develop feelings for someone like Renly,
Right.
especially for someone like Brienne.
Who's not used to getting that kind of...
Yeah, like being
Respect.
treated like that, treated respectfully and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And that's how I saw it, but like, is it necessary? I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. I can see it, but
Yeah. I s-
maybe a little tidbit for her character, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. I would agree with that. Kind of just like adds another layer to her character.
Yeah.
I think just maybe I bristled kind of immediately because I was like, I'm so, I guess, used to like every woman needs to have like a love interest in these stories, and in stories in general, not these specifically, but stories in
hate
general.
that. I hate any love interest that has nothing to do with the story.
Yeah, so that's
Fucking
why.
bores me.
Yeah. So I guess that's where my like immediate thoughts went to, was just like,
Yeah.
why? Like, can't she just
Not another way.
Uh,
Sure.
yeah. But I think that makes sense from what you said.
Yeah. I guess it was just to show a little bit of her personality, like, of being like a sweet, like she's still a girl, like, or a woman,
Yeah.
you know, like she's not some beast.
Yeah, and it does make sense that she's like
Mhm.
that she would fall for someone who actually treats her with like respect
Yeah.
and etc. etc.
Yeah.
So it does make sense for her character now that you've explained it. Okay, cool. Renly then dismisses everyone, and Cat asks for permission to go to the last village they passed to pray at the Sept, which he grants, but he wants her back by dawn. Cat tells Renly he would do well to pray himself, which makes him laugh. Robar Royce is Cat's escort. She points out to him that the Royces are bannermen to House Arryn as they walk out. But Sir Robar is the second son, so I guess that means that he doesn't inherit the same loyalties as, like, the lord of the Royce household and the heir.
I guess. I don't think second sons are like they don't become the lord.
Yeah.
And then they just, gotta find glory somewhere else.
Back at Cant's... I said that weird. Back at Cat's... Cant's... Back at Cat's corner of the camp, Lucas Blackwood asks if it's true there will be a battle at dawn. She confirms it, and he asks if they fight or flee, and she says they pray. Yeah, because they're doing neither. That's the end of that chapter.
Oh, yeah, that was a long chapter.
Yeah, there's a chonky one. Lots of chonky chapters.
John,
This one. Chapter 32 is Sansa.
Salsa or salsa.
Salsa?
Yeah, Johnny calls her salsa. Joffrey had summoned Sansa to the Great Hall, and she is rushing to look as nice for him as she can. When she's done, she and the Hound rush to the hall. As they approach, no one would look at her, and she steps around a dying cat with a quail. Can you please say that word?
What's the word?
Quail. Quail.
What are you trying to say?
Quarrel.
Quarrel?
That's quarrel.
Quarrel? Wait, let me look. Let's see. What page is that?
Oh fuck, I don't even know. Maybe the first page of Sansa's chapter.
Oh. A quarrel.
A what?
Quarrel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
What is a quarrel anyway?
I think an arrow
Let's see.
for a crossbow.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. A short, heavy, square-headed arrow or bolt used in a crossbow or arbalest. Whatever that is. Okay, cool. Go on.
If the cat has a quirrell in its ribs, and it's dying.
Fun.
Yeah. Sir Dantos comes close enough to whisper, "Be brave," to her. Sansa finds Joffrey standing with Sir Boros and Sir Mern, winding a crossbow. Sansa falls to her knees before him, and Joffrey says that she's going to answer for Robb's treasons. Sansa begs him, saying that she has no part in what her traitor brother does. The Hound lifts her to her feet, and Sir Lancel declares that her brother used sorcery and an army of wargs to butcher Sir Stafford Lannister's army while they slept.
What are wargs?
You know what? I have no idea. Let me see. Wargs. What are those? Huh?
Oh, in Norse mythology, it's a wolf.
Yeah, they have Lord of the Rings?
Oh yeah, I knew about the wargs from
Mormons.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh my goodness. That's kind of cool if I believe that about the Starks.
They have an army of wargs? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like, whoa, are they all riding them? Joffrey points his crossbow at Sansa and says all Starks are unnatural, but he cannot shoot her or Jaime will be killed. He orders the Hound to beat her. Sir Dantos jumps forward, begging for the honor, and starts whacking her with his melon Morningstar.
Yeah, he's like whacking her on the head. And it's obviously to like try and protect her from any other beating.
Yeah, she's very thankful that he did this.
Yeah.
But Joffrey is unimpressed and sends Boros and Mern to toss Dantos aside. Joffrey orders him to leave her face, and Boros begins to beat her. After a while, even the Hound shouts enough, but Joffrey wants to continue and orders her to be stripped naked. Boros rips off her bodice, and she's struggling to cover her breasts when the imp enters, his voice cracking like a whip. What is the meaning of this?
Hmm.
Tyrion angrily demanded. Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say how it was hard to read what they were doing to Sansa.
It was.
It was really fucked
Like,
up.
they were beating her bloody. These knights? That's fucked.
Yeah, it's so. Ugh, like, wow, you're a very honorable knight. You're gonna beat up this little girl. She's
Like-
literally 12.
She's literally 12.
And they're like
Absolutely.
punching her in the stomach and like ripping at her hair and like. Ugh.
They were hitting her legs with the flat side of their swords.
Oh, God. It was just. It was a lot. And I was like,
Huh.
this is rough.
Yeah. Tyrion angrily demands, what sort of knight beats helpless maids to Sir Boros?
Right?
Right.
Thank God for Tyrion.
Yeah. Sir Boros and Sir Mern lift their swords and step up to Tyrion, but Bronn steps in between them. Tyrion orders for someone to cover the girl, and the Hound tosses his cloak to her. Tyrion demands for what crime he is punishing her, and Joffrey says for having wolf blood.
Oh my God.
Tyrion declares that Joffrey has the wits of a goose. Joffrey, I love that he's like doing this in front of like so many people. He's tearing down Joffrey.
Yeah.
Joffrey angrily says the king can do what he likes, and Tyrion reminds him of Aerys Targaryen doing what he likes.
Yeah. And look how he ended up.
Yep. Sir Boros says no man can threaten the king, and Tyrion says that he's educating, not threatening, then orders Bronn and Timett, son of Timett, to kill Boros the next time he speaks, saying, now that is a threat. Boros says that the queen will hear of this, and Tyrion says, yes, let's get her right now, which makes Joffrey flush. I should have done that.
I guess would
And-
Cersei not be impressed by him beating Sansa to a bloody pulp?
Yeah, and stripping her naked in front of all these lords and ladies in this hall?
Yeah.
No. She would not. And I noticed that Boros spoke, and he wasn't killed, so.
I noticed that too. I was fucking waiting for it, but I
Like,
guess
why is
Tyrion
that?
was just giving an example.
Should have been Mern who spoke. Tyrion tells Joffrey, brutality is no way to win his people's love. And Joffrey is like, Mummy says fear is better than love, and that Sansa fears him. Joffrey says, too bad. Joffrey, sorry. Tyrion says, too bad Stannis and Renly aren't 12-year-old girls, and orders Bronn and Timett to bring Sansa to the Tower of the Hand. She's cleaned, and Maester Franken, who seems to have replaced Pycelle, sees to her wounds. He gives her a dream wine, and she passes out. When she wakes, it's night, and she tries to leave to the Godswood to insist Sir Dantos to take her home right now, but she is being guarded and kept in her chamber. Or, it was actually Arya's old chambers
Yeah.
that she's being held. Sometime later, Tyrion comes to visit. He lets her know that Robb had won a crushing victory against his uncle 6 nights ago. Robb had set his wolf loose amongst the horses while they slept, and the horses trampled many men to death. There was no magic or wargs. Tyrion says that sorcery is an excuse for failure, and that his uncle had failed to post sentries.
That's pretty fucking stupid.
It's freaking dumb. There's a war going on.
Yeah, so this
Tyrion-
was the useless guy I was telling you about a couple episodes ago.
What? You were telling me about?
Yeah, because
This
I was like,
guy?
we know who's at Casterly Rock. It's like Tywin's brother or whatever, who's like an idiot,
Oh,
but he
yeah?
has a son who has brains.
Gosh, I don't remember.
Oh my god. Fuck.
Um,
But yeah, this is who I was talking about. So it makes sense because they have established before that Sir Stafford is a dumbass.
Okay.
His
That's
son has
funny.
brains, but
But
clearly,
not Stafford.
yeah, but clearly Stafford's son was not there. I don't know.
I don't know. Seems like Tywin took all of the brains. Tyrion asks her how she feels for Joffrey, and Sansa answers that she loves him with all her heart.
Ugh.
Tyrion laughs and says that she was taught to lie well, and that she will be grateful for that one day. He then asks if she's flowered yet, and she blushes ashamed, and she says no. Tyrion says that that's a good thing, and he does not plan on marrying her to Joffrey. Tyrion comments that he's heard that she visits the God's Wood, every day, and tells her that she should pray that her brother has the wisdom to bend the knee. When the North returns to the king's peace, he means to send her home. He offers her to spend the night in his tower with his guards, but she insists she go back to her own chambers, claiming that the ghosts of her father's men will haunt her dreams.
But what she really wants is to
Go to Godswood.
go to the Godswood. Yeah. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, question.
Okay.
So Robb snuck up on Sir Stafford's host at Casterly Rock in the night?
Till the night while they're all sleeping.
How honorable of a victory is this?
Not very, but it's his own damn fault for not posting sentry.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, coming across the army and just seeing, like, there's no fucking guard?
Like, I thought this would be harder.
Like, whatever, war is war.
Just Suns and Grey
What
Wind.
do you to win?
Yeah. Also, yeah, I guess this is where he was planning on marching to that he didn't tell Catelyn about.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You remember what I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah, I remember that part.
Okay.
I remember that altercation.
Yeah. She heard he was marching somewhere? Or
Yeah.
he mentioned marching somewhere, and she's
being
like, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't march on Harrenhal right now. That'd be crazy. And he's like, I didn't say Harrenhal.
He is marching.
So, yeah, I guess he went to
Okay.
Casterly Rock.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Chapter 33 is another Catelyn chapter.
Yep.
And I have to say, this chapter is so fucking awesome. It nearly brought tears to my eyes. So, I'm gonna go into a decent amount of detail in my summary. It also might be my favorite chapter of the book thus far.
I agree that I liked this chapter.
Okay.
But it did not bring tears to my eye.
I said it nearly brought tears to my eyes. Here we go. Let's just dive in.
Cool.
Kat makes it to the village with her escort. The village is abandoned. She goes into the sept and we get some information about the 7 gods. The stranger is neither male nor female, but also both. An outcast, unknowable, and represented by a black oval of a face with stars for eyes.
It's kind of cool and spooky.
Yeah, sounds kind of like the faceless god to me a little bit. Being like neither gender
Yeah.
and also both, and an outcast and unknowable.
Yeah, true. I wonder.
And each of the 7 also embodies all of the other 7 as well. The crone has as much beauty as the maiden, the mother is as fierce as the warrior, etc., etc. Kat prays to the mother, but hears nothing in return, and she wonders if the old gods ever answered Ned. Kat looks at the carvings of the faces in the walls. The father's face makes her think of her own father. The warrior reminds her of everyone from Renly and Stannis to Jon Snow, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time she
Jon?
thought about Jon?
Yeah, I was like, John?
Yeah.
You sure?
I was shook.
Gosh. Yeah. Huh.
I love that she even glimpses Arya for a little bit in the warrior's face.
Right? Man, I had that like written down. Like she sees Arya? That's really cute.
Yeah, I love that. Kat thinks of her own mother who died in childbirth when she looks at the mother, and she thinks about her own children. How she lost her daughters, how Robb doesn't want her, and how Bran and Rickon must think of her as cold and unnatural. Maybe they wouldn't if you fucking went home.
Robb doesn't want you.
It's a thing now. I have to say it every time that she just needs to go the fuck home. Kat even thinks of Cersei, because Cersei is also a mother. She wonders if Cersei prays to the 7. Incest is a monstrous sin to old gods and new. The dragon gods did wed brother to sister, but that was their common practice, and they didn't answer to gods or men.
No.
Damn, so the Targaryens were like, we worship ourselves, bitch.
They worship their dragons.
Yeah. Kat thinks that Ned and Lord Arryn must have both known about the incest. A yawn overtook me. So it wasn't surprising that Cersei had killed them. Kat wonders if she would have done any less for her own children. She also realizes that must be why Bran was attacked. He must have seen or heard something. Kat continues praying until Sir Robar says they have to go back. They ride back to Renly's pavilion, where they find Brienne armoring the king. She needs a word with Renly, but he's discussing something with Lord Mathis. Lord Mathis wants to attack now, but it's not dawn yet, and Renly thinks that would be unchivalrous. Okay, so he cares about being unchivalrous and not arriving before dawn, but he'll still claim his brother's crown?
Guy, he picks and chooses what he's gonna follow.
Oh my god. He also wants no insult done to his brother's corpse when he falls. Lord Tarly asks what to do if Stannis yields, but that just makes Lord Rowan laugh. Renly also wants no harm to come to Barristan Selmy if he's found with Stannis. This goes on for a while until Catelyn interrupts again that she needs a word, and Renly dismisses everyone but Catelyn and Brienne, who is still armoring him. Cat tells Renly about how the Lannisters tried to kill Bran, and she never knew why, but now she suspects he caught the Queen and the Kingslayer at their incest. Catelyn wants to tell Stannis so that Robb, Stannis, and Renly can together call for a council where Bran can tell his tale and all men will know the Lannisters for the true usurpers they are. Then the assembled lords of the Seven Kingdoms can choose who should rule. That sounds like democracy.
Yeah, it sounds pretty close to democracy.
It's like what Sam suggested in the show.
Hey, spoilers!
Spoiler alert! This makes Renly laugh. He says the time for talk is done. It's time to see who is strongest. What a man. Catelyn begs him, but then a sudden gust of wind flings open the door of the tent. Cat sees movement. A shadow. She thinks it's just Renly's shadow at first, but the shadow lifts a sword, whereas Renly does no such thing. Renly's throat then opens, and blood comes gushing out. Oh my god. Brienne screams and holds him as he's collapsing. Catelyn knows it was the shadow, something dark and evil. My god, that came so suddenly.
Like, you had no preparation. Just 1 second he's stalking the cat, and the next he's dead.
Yeah, it's just like... huh?
Raining blood!
Robar Royce and Aemon Kui and 2 other men burst into the tent and see Renly in Brienne's arms, her covered in his blood. Sir Aemon calls her wicked, and Sir Robar just asks her why, which is kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
He's just like, God, Brienne, why?
Yeah.
Sir Aemon attacks Brienne. She doesn't have her own sword, so she grabs Renly's, moving faster than Catelyn would have believed, and defends herself. And oh my god, this battle. Bruh, Brienne is fending off 3 dudes in a tiny tent, and Renly's lifeless body is getting stepped on and knocked around, and...
Yeah, it's chaotic as fuck.
I love it. Oh my god. I love that Renly's body is getting kicked around. I don't...
Yeah.
Not because I'm morbid, but just from, like, a storytelling standpoint. I'm like, yeah, of course. There's, like, no room in there.
Of course, yeah. Man, it's pretty amusing, but also kind of sick.
Oh, yeah. Both of those, for sure. Sir Robar is hanging back, uncertain, but when he finally reaches for his sword, Catelyn tells him what she saw. She says it was Stannis by some dark magic, and she swears on her husband's grave and her honor as a Stark that Brienne is innocent. This is enough for Sir Robar because he believes her. He says he will hold off anyone who tries to enter the tent while Cat gets Brienne away. By this time, I believe the 2 other randos had already been taken out by Brienne the Badass because she's just battling Sir Aemon now. Until Cat smashes an iron brazier into the back of his head. Brazier? Brazier? Is that right?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Possibly.
Brazier.
Brazier. I just looked
Brazier?
it up. It's brazier.
Right. Okay.
Cat smashes a brazier into the back of his head, which brings him to his knees. Cat commands Brienne to come with her, and they cut their way out of the tent and walk off, to not attract unwanted attention. As they walk, people already seem to know that the king is dead, and are sobbing, praying, talking in hushed voices. but no one pays Kat and Brienne any attention. Brienne comments that was the only time she ever held Renly as he died. Oh my god, my fucking heart.
That was pretty sad.
Oh my god. Brienne doesn't understand what happened, so Catelyn tells her about Stannis' dark magic shadow, and Brienne swears to kill Stannis. They reach Catelyn's escort, and they are all confused about what's happening. She confirms that the king is dead, though not by their hands, and there will be no battle against Stannis. Cat offers Brienne a horse and says they must leave now. It will not be forgotten that they were both with the king when he died. So they ride, and Cat commands her escort to cut down any man who tries to stop them. Through the fields, Cat sees all the banners and thinks that they all belong to Stannis now. Where else would they turn if not to the last Baratheon? He has won all with a single evil stroke. Cat remembers Stannis saying that Robb is as much a traitor as Renly, and his day will come too. Bruh!
Yeah.
Bruh, this chapter!
Yeah, that's like intimidating as fuck.
Yeah.
To see that and then know that he's coming for her son too.
Dude, Renly's just gone!
Yeah.
Like that! It was just nothing!
Just like that. Now his army is like disintegrating.
Holy shit.
One less king.
Mm-hmm. Bruh, I'm shooketh.
I like how fast Kat got Brienne out of there.
Yeah.
She's really good at, keeping her cool. Like, not really, but like, she still managed to get the fuck out of there real fast without panicking.
Yeah.
After seeing sorcery for like the first time.
Yeah, that's pretty
I don't
impressive.
think people like really believe in sorcery, magic, and that stuff.
Mm-hmm. She kept a level head and saved Brienne, so gotta give Kat some respect for that.
Yeah,
But
like
damn, Brienne taking out 3 fucking dudes?
it's pretty fucking badass.
Oh my god, by herself? I mean,
While
technically,
she was in mourning.
yeah, technically
guess-
she didn't beat Sir Aemon because Kat jumped in, but
Yeah, but
she was
still
holding him
around.
off. Yeah, damn.
That was crazy.
Brienne's a boss.
She's pretty cool, yeah.
But yeah, this was a fucking cool chapter. Not that I wanted Renly to die. It was just like
Yeah,
the way it happens is just like so
it's crazy.
wild. It's like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, we knew this was going to happen at some point, but it still had that effect, which I think is very cool.
So fast. Like in the show, you kind of saw a little bit more, but the book it was like more shocking.
Because I think in the show you see Stannis trying to create the thing, right?
Yeah, you see that. You see the whole creation of the shadow, the birth of it and stuff. I think it lasts a little bit longer. Maybe just be a little bit more dramatic in the show of when the shadow goes into the tent.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at how fast it happened in the book.
Yeah, it's so much more unexpected because you don't see Stannis creating this thing. It's just like,
Well,
boom, Renly's dead.
the fucking shadow.
Bruh. That's unfortunate. Poor Renly.
Yeah, damn. Now what's gonna happen to his giant army? Are they all gonna join Stannis now?
Right? Are
Now
they?
Stannis is gonna have a massive army.
Or are they gonna like split apart and all go their own direction? Kat seems to think that they're all gonna go to Stannis.
Yeah, she does. Now Stannis has a monster army.
Yeah. Shit. One less king though to deal with. But who
I
knows
guess
if that's a
so.
good thing. Renly was like kind of reasonable, whereas Stannis seems
Yeah.
very cold and cut off.
Yeah, he's very much about the rules and justice and that sort of shit.
Yeah, and he holds a grudge. Renly was a lot more
Sure does.
lighthearted.
Yeah.
Oh boy. That was a fun episode. Brienne is with Kat now, so that's something else too. What's that gonna lead to?
Yeah, I'm gonna join Rob's army?
Right? Also, are all of Renly's lords gonna think that Brienne and Catelyn killed Renly? What's gonna come from that?
Because they both fucking booked it.
Yeah. So much to think about. Oh my god. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. Time for our pre-recorded plug at the end. if you want more of the podcast.
Please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at Tigbab Podcast, or you can follow us separately. My handle is Crimby, Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search Tigbab Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we should pop up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Baram Barami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle that you heard at the start of this episode, and he's really dope and makes cool stuff, so give him a like and a subscribe. Also, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Tea is Good, Books Are Better. We have a few different tiers on there with fun rewards, so if you contribute, you will get something in return. You will also be helping us out immensely, and we'd be very appreciative, but we also just appreciate you listening.
And please share the podcast with your friends and your family and everyone that you know on the face of the planet, because you're nice.
Sure.
Alright, thank you everyone for listening. Have a good quarantine. Bye. Say bye, Jess. Say it so I can hear you. Jesus Christ.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
there we go.